Hello students, today will discuss about a very important topic, that is coordination. Now you know that all living organism grows, moves, acts in a very coordinated fashion. Clear? So obviously there is a we have different parts and there is a coordination between all the parts, and that is why we can ultimately act in a coordinated fashion. Now, and something, there is a control, all the movements there are some controls, and that movements also occurs in coordinated fashion. So today our topic is control and coordination, and especially we will focus on the control and coordination in plants. So this is a mimosa plant. Clear? When you are not touching it, it is in a normal condition. This is the condition of a mimosa plant. Now, as soon as we touch it, what will be the condition? This is the condition. The leaves have drooped. Clear? And we can see that leaves have drooped a lot. Now, why these leaves are drooping? Now, why these leaves are drooping? As because we have touched. Some touch is there. So this drooping of leaves, this is a movement in response to touch. So this drooping of movement of leaves is a movement, and that is response to touch. So plants also move. Clear? In response to, here the touch is called the stimuli. So any environmental factors which causes a response is called stimuli. And due to the stimuli, whatever the changes occur in the organism, that is called response. So any environmental factor, it can be light, it can be temperature, it can be pressure, it can be touch. So any environmental factors that causes any change in organism is called stimuli, and the reaction or the change which occur in that organism due to that stimuli or due to that causal factor is called response. So here plant is responding by drooping the leaves. Now you see another picture. The roots, you can see they are going down, and the shoot, you can see that is moving upward. The shoot is moving upward. The shoot is moving upward and root is moving downward. So it is also a response. Clear? And but this response is somehow related to growth. So this is another response which is related to growth, but the previous response was also a response which is not related to growth. Clear? Here the stimuli is the light, here the stimuli is the water or gravity. So it is also a response, but it is somehow related to growth of the plant. So now students, we have seen the response in both the cases. Now one is immediate response to stimuli and one is very slow response. Now how can you correlate? Immediate response to stimuli is very related to animals, but slow response, we see this type of response in plants. But so some immediate response, how these response of plants and animals differs, because animals, they have very quick response to stimulus, but plants normally they have a very slow response. Clear? The response is very slow for a stimulus. Now how will you differentiate between these two? The movement of plant is suppose for touch. Clear? So here also the information, you are touching a point and the movement is occurring from a point different from that point. Clear? You are not touching the leaf, you are touching the base of the leaf. Then also all the leaves are drooping. So some information has been moved from that point where you have touched and the movement of the leaves. So there is a communication, and that is also electrochemical communication. In animals also we have that electrochemical communication. In plants also we have electrochemical communication, because it is so quick it cannot happen without any electrochemical communication. But what is the difference? For animals, for this electrochemical communication, we have a specialized tissue called neuron. Clear? Which is responsible for this electrochemical communication. But in plants, this electrochemical communication is not by some specialized tissue. Clear? It occurs through the general tissues only. And they are also in animals, and then you can see that leaves are drooping, they are changing their shape. They were straight, they were turgid, now they have drooped and they are flaccid. Clear? So they become thin, they become flaccid, and they droops down. So there is change in the shape. But this change in the shape, how this plant is gaining this change in the shape? It is due to the Targar pressure. Can you remember what is Targar pressure? When a cell is completely filled up, when a cell, there is adequate amount of fluid in the cell moving inside the cell swells up. And then cell swells up and it provides a pressure on the wall of the plants, and that pressure is called Targar pressure. So what happens when the cell, you keep a cell in a hypotonic solution, or somehow the cell is gaining water or fluid, and now the cytoplasm bulges to its extreme and then creates a pressure on the wall of the cell, and that is called Targar pressure. So here in plant, this quick response is mainly made by the change in the Targar pressure. As soon as the cell it becomes turgid, it provides a Targar pressure to the wall, and as a result the plants are straight, they were straightened. But as soon as you are touching, there is a quick drop of the water level or the fluid level from the cell cytoplasm, and as a result the cell become flaccid, and as a result it droops down. But in animal, this change of shape is not due to the change in this turgidity. It is due to certain proteins. We have the muscle cells, we have the proteins like actin and myosin that is causing our movement. But in plant, we don't have such proteins for their movement. The movement, this quick movement is due to the change in the Targar pressure. So in both the cases, in animals also, in plants also, the quick movement is shown. But what is the difference? In plants, the quick movement is also an electrochemical communication, but there is no specialized tissue. In animals, quick movement is an electrochemical communication, but it is through a specialized tissue called neuron. In plants, this quick movement is mainly due to change in the Targar pressure, but in animals, this quick movement is mainly due to the protein present in the muscle like actin, myosin, etc. So next we are going to discuss the movement in plants, because this quick response in plant is not very common. So we will focus on the movement of plants which is comparatively slow and that is related to growth. This type of movement, where there is the movement have a relation with the direction of the stimulus. So movement, when the movement of the plant occurs and that movement has a relation with the direction of the stimulus, suppose light, the shoot will move towards the light. So that is, it is moving towards the light. So there is a relation between direction of the stimulus and the movement. Or the root is moving towards the gravity. So it is moving towards the gravity. Shoot is moving away from the gravity. So there is a relation between the movement and the stimulus. This type of movement is called tropic movement, which are very slow, which are related to growth, and clear, there is a slow and related to growth. This is called tropic movement. Now, according to the stimulus, that means according to the factor on which the movement is occurring, we have various type of tropic movements. What are they? Number one is phototropic movement. that is movement to stimulated by the light. Clear? That is called phototropic movement. Where we see phototropic movement? In shoot. Clear? Positive phototropic movement, and in root we find negative phototropic movement. So here you can see the shoot is moving towards the plant is moving towards the light. So it is the positive phototropic movement. Clear? The next one which we want to discuss is the chemotropism. Chemotropism means movement towards some chemicals. Clear? So here we can see how the plants are moving towards the chemical. So you can see here, this is the pollen, this is the pollen tube. Clear? Pollen tube moving, and this is the ovule. So when pollen forms, the pollen tube actually doesn't move in anywhere, but it moves in a pathway along towards the ovule due to the secretion of certain chemicals by these ovules and styles and all. So this is called chemotropism. So movement towards a particular chemical. Next is the geotropism. Geotropism is movement towards the gravity. Clear? So geotropism is the movement towards the gravity. So let us see how the movements. Now, which part of the plant do you think movement moves towards the gravity? That is mainly the roots. So here you can see the roots. These roots are moving towards the gravity, and shoot is moving towards the upward. So this is the positive geotropism, roots moving toward the gravity, and this is negative geotropism, shoots moving upward. And the next one is hydrotropism. You can see here the roots, hydrotropism, the roots is moving towards the water. So that is hydrotropism. Root is moving towards the water. So this is illustrating the hydrotropism. The stimulus here is the water, and root is moving towards the water. So that is the response. Clear? Towards the water. So that is hydrotropism. And you can also see the shoot that is moving away from this. It's not moving towards the water. So that is negative hydrotropism here. Clear? In shoot is showing negative hydrotropism, and root is showing positive hydrotropism. Next you can see here when the stem is very weak, the leaf often produces certain structures. These are called tendrils. Clear? And these tendrils actually coils the support and helps the plant to grow. Clear? Upward. So when stem is weak, the leaves or stems may produce certain structures called tendrils, which coils some support and helps and grows. So here the stimulus is the touch. When the tendrils are touching something, before you see this is not coiling because it haven't touched a support. As soon as it touches the support, it goes on coiling it. So this type of movement is called thigmotropism. If the stimulus here is the touch, clear, and it is moving along the material which it has touched. So this is called thigmotropism. So you can see all the movements which we have discussed here are somehow related to the stimulus, its direction of the stimulus. Whether it is moving towards the stimulus, it's called positive. When it is moving away from the stimulus, it is called negative. But direction is there. Some relation with the direction of the stimulus is there. So, and these also helps in growth. Either it is helping in the growth of the stem or it is helping in the growth of the root. So this type of movement where there is a particular relation to the direction of the stimulus which exhibits growth, this type of movement is called tropic movement. Clear? So this type of movement is called tropic movement. But sometimes here in mimosa you can see this movement has no relation with the stimulus because somebody is touching. somebody is touching a point which is away from the stimulus, clear, away from the movement, but still it is moving. Suppose you were touching here only, then also it will droop, clear. So here from this is the pulvinus is the most sensitive region, this swell region is the most sensitive region. If you touch here, it will move. So this type of movement, clear, when you are touching somewhere else and there is no relation with the movement of or the stimulus, then it is called nastic movement. And you can see this is nothing related to growth also, clear. So it is nothing related to growth also. You are touching somewhere else, the movement is somewhere else, and there is no correlation between this stimulus and the movement, nothing relation to growth, and it's very quick. So how will you differentiate tropic and nastic movement? Now, how will you differentiate tropic and nastic movement? Tropic movement is the movement which is mainly due to is mainly exhibiting growth, but nastic movement is the movement which does not exhibit growth. Secondly, the tropic movement as that is not related to the related to the direction of the stimulus, whether it may be towards the stimulus or it may be away from the stimulus, but there is a relation. But in nastic movement there is no relation between the movement and the stimulus, direction of the movement and the stimulus. Number 3 is movement is tropic movement is a very slow movement, because you can't see that plant moving towards the light in a second, clear. So it is a very slow movement, but nastic movement is comparatively very fast. As soon as it touches the mimosa plant or the chui mui plant, it will droop. So it is very quick. The response is nastic movement is very quick, and often the nastic movement is by the target pressure, difference in the target pressure, but tropic movement is generally, it is due to the hormone action of certain hormones, clear, plant hormones. So I think we have discussed the coordination in plant a lot. So, and not a lot, but it's okay. Coordination in plant, what we have to discuss, everything we have discussed. And so today till this, clear, go through it properly. Okay, thank you.